Warm welcome to all of you. I hope I am audible. Please let us know by typing in the chat box. Also, please bear in mind the Q&A round will happen at the end of the webinar. But feel free to write your questions in the question box on the right in case there are any. I am Sachin Rana and with me I have Dr. Sanyogeitaa Chadha. Dr. Sanyogeitaa heads the School of Fashion and Styling and Textiles. She has an extensive industry experience of more than 2 decades and came on board of Pearl Academy as the head of Fashion Design Department in 2013. She is an alumna of MS University, Baroda, and she completed her PhD from Mumbai University in menswear. She has worked with Madura Garments, where her contribution towards conceptualizing the entire design aspect in the launch of Alan Solly, Peter England and Byford is still admired in the company. She has headed design for Indus Lee Clothing, Bangalore, and worked on the conceptualizing the design concepts and product development of Indigo Nation, Scullers and Ironwood. She was also design head for Raymond Apparel, Mumbai, and director design, merchandising and product development for Levi Strauss. Let's hear what she has to talk about on today's webinar on Fashion and Beyond. Over to you, Dr. Sanyogeitaa.
Hi, good afternoon. I hope you all can hear what we are saying out here. Okay, so I'm going to just walk you through the School of Fashion, Styling and Textiles. This school has basically 4 verticals. So we have an entire vertical in fashion design. We have a vertical in styling and beauty. We have a vertical in fashion media communication and one in textiles. As you all might be knowing, Pearl Academy is affiliated to Nottingham Trent University. So all our 4-year undergraduate programs are validated by Nottingham Trent University. So every vertical that we have, whether fashion design and fashion styling or fashion media communication, we have a 4-year undergraduate program. We also have a 2-year postgraduate program in fashion design and in fashion styling and in fashion media communication. All our 2-year postgraduate programs are validated by Domus Academy Milan. In addition to the undergraduate and the postgraduate programs, we also run 1-year professional degree programs across each one of these verticals. So we have a 1-year program in fashion women's wear, and we have a 1-year program in fashion media communication, fashion media makeup, and we have a 1-year program in professional photography. I think what you would like to know is what are your careers when you do these jobs, right? So fashion design basically focuses on fashion design. So students come into our college, they come in after school. If they come in with undergraduate program, they come in from college or after college for the postgraduate program. So in fashion design, we basically teach them designing of garments. So you learn to understand the global trends, you learn to follow what is the trend, what is happening in the world around us, the world of fashion. You also learn how to construct those garments, you learn how to conceptualize these garments, you learn to make your own patterns and your own garments. At the end of our 4-year undergraduate program, we have a beautiful show called the portfolio, where all our students' clothes are walked on the ramp by leading models. The idea is that at the end of 4 years, you've actually learned so much, you can now launch it as your own designer, and we celebrate this end of 4 years by having a fashion show for all our students who are graduating from Pearl Academy. At the end of 2 years of the PG program, also students graduate as fashion designers, and usually our portfolio captures the PG and the UG program students for the fashion show. So what does one do after passing out of the fashion design college? A lot of options open to people today because there's so many jobs out there. You can work as a designer, you can start your own brand. Most of our students like to opt for a brand. A lot of students like to work with other brands. So we have students working with ITC Wills, we have students working with Benetton, somebody's working with Raymond, people working with other like Jabong, which is an e-commerce company. You can work with any of these big companies. Every company today wants a designer, and designers are actually versatile people. So just because you've trained in apparel design doesn't mean you can't do other design. You can do any other design as well. But yes, if you're an trained apparel designer, You're lucky and you get beautiful jobs. So all our students actually get employed. So if you look at the percentage of placements that we enjoy in Pearl Academy, I think we've placed about 97% of our students in really, really good jobs. Of course, there are students who don't continue with design and then they get into styling. So I'm coming to our next vertical, which is fashion styling. So what is fashion styling and what is fashion styling and image design? Pardon? Yeah. So fashion styling and image design is basically again a 4-year undergraduate, again a 2-year postgraduate program. So how is styling different to fashion design? There are a lot of people who enjoy the world of fashion. They love the world of fashion. They love to wear beautiful clothes. They appreciate people who wear lovely clothes, but they don't want to get into the technical part of making these clothes. However, a parallel industry has now emerged called styling. Everybody wants a stylist. Now, what does a stylist actually do? So a stylist is somebody who understands everything about fashion. He or she is probably a trained designer, probably a trained stylist, and they're trained in order to put together collections. So a stylist does not make clothes. A stylist puts together clothes for a particular mood or a particular occasion. The idea is that at the end of when you set out the word as a stylist, because you understand fashion, because you understand trends, because you have a feeling of what is happening in this world outside, you're able to follow a brief. So if the brief says put together a look for a Moroccan night, a stylist is able to do it. Stylists are also different. So we teach our students styling for, say, a TV program. Very different to a stylist who does movie styling. Very different to a stylist who works for a magazine. Very, very different to a stylist who does stuff for a shoot. So basically our styling program captures all these different areas of styling. So at the end of the education, whether a post-graduation or an undergraduation, our students are actually able to join as stylists. So if you've seen the movie Queen, one of our students was a stylist on the movie Queen. We have other students who are currently working with other film producers also as stylists on their movies. We also have students who are working with television companies in Mumbai, and they are doing really, really well as fashion stylists. Under the styling and beauty vertical, we have something which is a very, very popular 1-year course called Fashion Media Makeup. It's a 1-year course, so a lot of people finish 4 years, finish a 4-year program or a 2-year program, and they come back and they join our fashion media makeup course. It's a really interesting course, and a lot of media makeup also gets used by stylists. So if you look at our entire program, people who come to study styling learn fashion. They also learn about makeup. They also learn about other aspects which go around under the fashion umbrella. Now everybody works together. So if you do 1 year of fashion media makeup and you just want to spend 1 year studying, you can also join the fashion industry, because every designer uses a stylist, every program uses a stylist, or a stylist and a makeup artist. So these are all interrelated programs, and I think people get absorbed by the fashion industry. So we were discussing careers for styling and beauty, basically in movies and television, in magazines, for photo shoots, for big events. And the new thing now is personal styling. A lot of people have a lot of money. They have great positions in life. They don't know what they're supposed to wear for a particular occasion, or how are they supposed to look. So a lot of them employ personal stylists. So what the personal stylist does is, with his or her knowledge of understanding the person's job profile, understanding what this person is all about, they tell this person how to dress, how to present himself, how to do his hair, how to do the makeup, or what kind of hairstyle will look better for this kind of a persona. So basically they put together this look that this person is able to actually wear. So if you look at even Michelle Obama, she has a stylist who works along with her designer to give her the look that she actually projects to the world outside. This is the second. Our third vertical is called Fashion Media Communication. Fashion Media Communication is a very, very new vertical, and it's an unusual combination of students who understand fashion and students who understand communication. So are they all going to become journalists? They would be fashion journalists. So basically what we teach them in fashion media communication is they understand everything about fashion, just like my fashion design students would do, or just like my fashion styling students would do. They understand what are trends, which are the colors that one looks at, how do designers look at clothes, what kind of silhouettes are in fashion, what colors are in fashion, what is totally trending today in the fashion world, what is not trending. And these students actually go and cover all the fashion shows. When they are at a fashion show, they're not only looking at the fashion show, they're also critiquing the fashion show. So they come up with blogs. They're constantly blogging. If during the ITC Fashion Week, during the Lakme Fashion Week, we have a students who watch every show and they're actively blogging. They're telling people what's happening on the wrap. Is the show good? Is the show bad? They critique the designers' collections. And these are very important people today because everybody wants to know how a show is going. Just because you have a big name and you're in the Fashion Week doesn't mean your show is really nice. And these are the students who can actually critique a show beautifully. Tell them what is the good and what is the bad of a show. So we have a lot of them working as bloggers during this show. A lot of them also work on magazines. Now, magazines is huge. All the newer magazines that are coming out are all fashion content magazines. Everybody wants to know about fashion. And these students are great contributors to that. They're able to write about fashion from a fashion angle. They don't just talk about the fact that somebody looks good, but they can actually talk about the trend that they're sporting. Is the trend really in? What kind of clothes are they wearing? Are the silhouettes really nice? And these are the students, these are the kind of reports people really like to read. So our students are actually working with media houses, they work with magazines, they also work with designers. Every designer who does a collection wants something to be written about that collection. Now, anybody cannot just get up and write about the collection, but because they wouldn't understand where the inspiration comes from or what is this designer thought of putting together this collection. But students from fashion media communication, because of their background in fashion, are able to do justice. So we have many of our students who actually work with designers. They just write about collections. They write about what the designer wants the rest of the world to know. They basically communicate from a fashion perspective. In the same vertical, we have a one-year program in professional photography. Now, photography for some time was something really photographers did, and they were serious photographers. But we are now seeing that photography is actually, as a one-year course, is great. So these students actually understand the camera. They learn how to shoot. They learn how to edit. They learn how to upload pictures. They learn everything a photographer would learn. Plus, photography is also becoming part of our other courses. So in terms of what we offer under this entire vertical of fashion media communication, it's an amazing thing of having a 2-year fashion communication program, having a 4-year undergraduate program, and having a 1-year professional photography program. So this is an amazing program. So under the textiles, we have not covered because we're taking no new admissions in textiles from this year onwards. We had a 4-year program in textiles which we've discontinued, so we will not be taking new people in that course. However, we have a very nice course coming up only in the Delhi campus called Indian Couture. Now, Indian Couture is open to anybody who's already a designer, either a garment designer or a textile designer. We felt that most designers actually earn their money or they make a name for themselves by doing Indian wear. So what we're doing is we're going to teach students in Indian Couture exactly how designers work. What are the silhouettes designers work with? How are Indian fabrics? How can Indian textiles be used to the maximum benefit? What are the kind of clothes one can make without it being only for weddings? This is a new course. It starts in August of 2015. And the companies that our students are working currently, so a lot of our students are working for fashion, styling and fashion media communication. They're working with magazines like Cosmopolitan, Elle, GQ, Vogue. They've been absorbed by companies like Benetton, ITC, Wills, Jabong, Levi's, Amazon. Amazon recently came to our campus and recruited 15 of our styling students because styling is now becoming such a big profession. So our students are really well placed. And if you guys have any further questions, I'll be more than happy to answer you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thanks a lot for this interesting and insightful session, Sanyogeitaa ma'am. We are now open for the question and answer round. Please type in your questions in the question box on the right side and we will answer them for you. You can ask your questions, participants.
Can I clear anybody's doubts? Is everything clear, or can I talk about some course you really want to hear more about, or is everything perfectly clear and you have no questions?
You can type in your questions chat box that we can answer those questions.
It will be really nice if you ask me something and I can actually answer you. If there's something which you want to write, any comment, any question, I'd be really happy to talk to you about it.
So I don't think we have any questions, ma'am. So thanks a lot to all the attendees. In case there are any more questions, so you please join in for a live chat on Pearl Academy's Facebook page this Friday at 4 p.m. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming for this session.